Australia as a nation is viewed very differently by people all around the world. We're a fairly isolated country surrounded by seas. Australians are almost all descendants from migrants. We originated mainly from settlers coming from England in 1770, but since this time there have been many other migrants from all over the world. This makes Australia a very multicultural country. With so many different cultures in one country, there have been many influences in the way we all live. Sometimes this is not a good thing, and cultures can clash and cause tension and racism. All these cultures have helped shape Australia into what we see today, and I like what I see. So let's look at one culture in some depth. China is a bustling country that has had many impacts on Australia over the years. Chinese settlers first came to Australia during the gold rush. Once the gold was gone, many people settled as market gardeners and sold their fruits and vegetables in markets. These markets moved from place to place and eventually became Chinatown. Many of these fruits and vegetables are widely available and used in Australia now. China has had a huge influence on what we eat in Australia, not just with the fruits and vegetables available, but in the way we cook as well. Some of the greatest influences China has had on Australia, and in fact the world, are the invention of paper, gunpowder, compasses, tea, and mechanical clocks. Many people also engage in games and sports that originated from China. Some of these include kite flying, mahjong, and tai chi. You don't need to look very hard to find the label Made in China on many of your possessions. China manufactures huge amounts of goods for the Australian market every year. Some of these things include clothing, furniture, and computers. But why? China has a very hard-working culture where they work 6-day weeks working 40 hours, sometimes more. With this, plus cheaper wages, it is no wonder that many businesses are moving their manufacturing to China. Some of these include Holden and Hills Hoist. All Victor lawnmowers are now made entirely in China. With so many companies moving business overseas, many factories in Australia are closing down, leaving people without jobs. This growing trend means that Australia's jobs are more likely to be in the service industries rather than in the manufacturing industry, which is lucky, as these jobs are increasing in number. This is just a small amount of how China has affected Australia as a nation and is still affecting it. With globalisation occurring now and with so much access to information, countries around the world are bound to have major influences on other cultures around the world. Hopefully Australia will be seen for what it is in the future, instead of people thinking we ride kangaroos down the road, like my dad believes we're portrayed as.
Created using Powtoon.